This is Kathy. Thank you for joining me for another story. I have a wonderful story today. This story was actually written by astronaut John Harrington. Now, Mr. Harrington was part of the Space Shuttle crew Endeavour, and he's also the first enrolled member of a Native American tribe to go into space. So he gave us this book, Mission Space. Again, John Harrington. And we will read it today. So let's do it. To the students of Montessori Beginnings, live your dreams. John Harrington. When I was a little boy, I liked to shoot rockets with my dad and my older brother. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off of the Space Shuttle Endeavour. I trained in a virtual reality laboratory. I trained in a pool called the Neutral Buoyancy Laboratory. It takes a lot of hard work to do something well. Soon, I was ready to fly to the International Space Station with my fellow astronauts. While we waited in the shuttle, there was a very important celebration happening in the Rocket Garden at Kennedy Space Center. Chickasaw Nation Governor Bill Anotuppy and Lieutenant Governor Jefferson Keel presented a Chickasaw blanket to NASA. People came from miles away to sing, dance, and celebrate. The rockets ignite with a great shudder, and we blast off into orbit around Earth. The International Space Station will be our home for the next 2 weeks. Look, my eagle feather and flute float in space. Astronaut Donald R. Petty helps me with my EMU, Extravehicular Mobility Unit, suit. Now it is time to spacewalk. Am I upside down or right side up? We are 220 miles above Earth. Our helmets, suits, and gloves protect us from the extreme cold and heat. An astronaut's helmet has a special visor. It protects our eyes from the bright light of the sun. Mission accomplished. We have successfully landed back on Earth. And that is the space shuttle. It doesn't fly anymore, but when the space shuttle program was around, a lot of the space shuttles had missions up into space. When you look up in the sky and you leave our clouds, you go up into space. It's dark in space. So that's what the astronauts did. They went up in space. So this is our book, Mission Space. And I have one other one. It's kind of a fun story. It is called On the Moon. This one is written by Anna Milbourne and Benji Davies. Do you think that could be you on the moon, running around? Let's begin On the Moon. The moon is very, very far away. What do you think it would be like to go there? A few people have been to the moon. Astronauts went. They went there to see what it was like. If you went to the moon, you would be an astronaut too. To get to the moon, you have to go in a huge rocket. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff! The astronauts sit in a tiny cabin at the very top. The rocket flies into space. There's nothing but stars and darkness all around. It takes 4 whole days to reach the moon. When you get there, you climb into a little spaceship. It flies down and down and lands gently on the moon. To go outside, you have to put on a spacesuit. There is no air on the moon. Spacesuits carry air so you can breathe. The moon is silent, empty, and dusty. There are huge mountains and big holes, but there are no trees or water, no animals or people. On the moon, you feel very light and floaty. When you walk around, you take big, bouncing strides. You can jump really far, much further than you can at home. Astronauts sometimes go exploring in moon buggies. They collect moon rocks to bring back home. They take photos to show people at home what the moon looks like. Astronauts put a flag on the moon to show they have been there. You can see our world from the moon. It looks tiny because it is so very far away. When it's time to go, the astronauts blast off for home. The moon is left almost as it was before, apart from a flag and a buggy and some footprints in the dust. Do you think you'll ever go to the moon? Do you think you'll ever go to the moon? I think there's a good chance you could have a chance to do that. But for now, Maybe you just want to play astronaut at your home. It might be something nice to try. A little pretend, a little play. Thank you for coming today for story time for our 2 books. I look forward to seeing you again soon.